This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, this is Nandini Software Solutions Private Limited, Bangalore. Okay, so we are going to learn ETL tools in that IBM DataStage. Okay, so DataStage is a ETL tool. Okay, so we have multiple tools. Okay, so DataStage also having lot of openings. So that's why we are learning IBM DataStage ETL tool. Okay, so now let me explain some overview. What is the ETL team? Anyone have any idea? What is ETL?
Extraction, transformation, and loading.
ETL means extract, transform, and load, right? Okay. See, we'll read the data from the source. This is assume that extract is a source. That is load is called target. This is called as some conditions we are applying. So it means source means we can read the data. So we'll apply some conditions, some logics, then we'll load into target. Okay. So for the n number of ETL tools are there. Now we are going to learn IBM DataStage ETL tool. So this is the IBM InfoSphere DataStage and quality. This is IBM product. Okay, a lot of openings are there, guys. So that's why we are going to learn it. So let me log in it. Let me give the some sample examples. So I'm logging it. So by using the designer client, will develop the jobs. So let me take some examples, one or two examples, very important examples. See, assume that guys, I have one file. Assume that I have one file, guys. So that is having text file. This is having text file. It is having some data. It is having some data. How many records are there in this file team? Wait 1 second. Let me open again. How many records are there in this file team? Can somebody tell me? How many records? Am I double team? 10, 10 records or 9 records. See, first record is a header record. First record, it is a header record. So the data have 9 records. See, employee name to job, job to sal to DEPT number. These are the column names, right? One column to another column, something is separated. That is called as a field separator, column separator. One column to another column, something is separated. That separator we can call as a column separator, field separator. This file having comma delimited text file, comma delimited text file, we can call as a comma delimited text file. So this is the, I want to read this file via data stage. I want to load into another text file. While loading, so I want to load only, assume that DPT number 10 records, I want to load it. I want to load only DPT number 10 records. See, in data stage, I want to read this text file means we have to use, there is a one component sequential file. Okay, we have to use sequential file component. By using the sequential file stage, by using the sequential file stage, I can read the text file. I can read the text file. By using the sequential file, I can read the text file. I want to load into the text file means we have to use sequential file stage only. I want reading, we have to use sequential file stage. I want to generate the text file means we have to use the sequential file stage. Between, I am applying the some condition. ETL, right? This is E, reading it. L, loading it. Between T, right? What is the T? I am applying this logic, this condition. What is the condition? DEPT number equal to 10. I want to write the some condition. Filter condition means there is a one component filter stage. By using the filter stage, I can perform the filtering activities. I can write the some filter condition. Okay, is the scenario is clear, team? Is the requirement is clear? So there is a one text file. I want to read this one text file. I want to load into another text file. While loading, I want to load only DPT number 10 records. Is it clear, team? Is the requirement is clear, everybody? Is requirement is clear? Team, is requirement is clear, everybody? Hello?
Yes, Venkat. Yes, Venkat.
Okay. Yeah. So now, I hope some people not responding. That's why. Okay. So is it clear, everybody? Requirement. So there is a one text file. I want to read this text file via data stage by using the text file sequential file stage. I want to filter the data by using the filter stage. I want to load into the text file. This is the input component. This is the source. This is my target. So when I load DEPT number 10 record, what are the records I will get it? So can somebody tell me what are the records I will get, team? Oh, I want to load only DEPT number 10 record. So this is the first record, DEPT number 10. Is this record load into the target or not? Is this record it will load? Yes or no? It will load, right? See here my condition DEPT number 10. So my data also 10 is coming, load it. So this is also DEPT number 10. Let me load it. What about this one 20, team? Whether it will load or not in my output file? Can somebody respond, guys? Whether this
It is
record
not.
it will load or not?
No, no, it will not load because it is 20.
It will not load, sir.
It will
No.
not load because of my condition is not true, right? So I want load only 10. I don't want load 20, 30s. So wherever 10 is there, that record only it will load it. This record it will load. So let me go for another record. This is also 10. This will load it. The remaining other records it will not load because of my condition is false condition. That's why it will not load it. If my condition is true, then only it will load it. Okay. So how to implement by using the data stage, we'll see, guys. Okay. So I have logged in data stage designer. Let me go for the data stage designer. There is a file, new, select the parallel job. What is this parallel job bundle? We'll discuss in the regular classes. Okay. So I want to take first input component. What is the input component, guys? First input component, sequential file stage, right? So let me go for the file section. In the palette section, all the components are, all the stages are there. All the stages are there. We have to use the required stage. Let me take the sequential file, simply drag it. This is for input. I want to generate output. Which stage I have to use it, team? Sequential file stage, right? Let me drag the sequential file stage again. That is for my output. Between, what is my condition? I want to write load DPT number 10. For that case, we have to use, what is the stage I have to use, team? Filter stage. Let me go for the processing section. There is a filter stage. There is a filter. Let me drag it. I have taken the stages, right? Now, after taking the stages, we need to give the links between the stages. So how to give the links? General, link, drag it. Okay, general, link, drag it. I have given the links between the stages. Now I have to define the properties. So double click the sequential file stage. Double click the sequential file stage. So where the source file is there, team? Where the source file is there? In the C folder, documents, in this folder, right? So we need to browse this path. So how to browse it? In the file section. So there is a browse button. Click the browse button. So let me select the source. So that is the src emp.txt file is there. Okay. So see what is the folder. Let me click it. C folder. Can somebody find it? Students, users, student, documents, Venkata data stages, source. The file name is src emp.txt. Let me select this file. Click on OK. I have selected the source file. Now let me come to the first line is the column names. By default is the false. So is my data is coming, first line is column names. It means header is coming or not. First record is a header record, right? It is not a data. So in that case, what I have to do, if first record is a header, if it is if file having header, so what we have to do, we need to make as a true here. If header is there, we need to make as a true. If header is not there, we need to keep same as it is, false. So now let me go for format section. What is the delimiter in this file, team? Column delimiter, field separator, employee
Comma.
number, comma,
comma,
right? That's why we need to select here comma. No need to change anything here. In this file, is there any double quotes coming? This column names, is there any double quotes is coming? Is
No.
there any double quotes coming, team?
No.
No. Please respond, team. So let me make as a double quotes, quote section. No, no quotes are coming. That's why I'm making as a none. Okay. So now let me go for the columns. Let me go for the columns. There is a load button, right? Are you able to see load button? Let me click the load button. So let me go for the right click the table definition. Right click the table definition, import the table definition, import the table definition. This is the file, right? Text file, sequential file. Let me click the sequential file. Let me select the directory where that file is there. It is there under source folder, right? So it is there under source folder. I am selecting the source folder. So let me click the OK button. It will display all the text files. Which file you want to create it, import it? So we need to
MP.
import the srcmp file.
Search yeah.
So let me import it. So this file, is there any header record, first record, team?
Yes.
Is it there?
Yes.
If header is there, we need to select the first line is the column names. What is the delimiter? Comma. So now let me click the define button. Let me click the OK button. No need to change anything here. No need to change anything. Let me click the OK button. It's already there. Let me overwrite it. So now my file is import is done. Let me expand this. So let me go for the sequential file. In the source, srcmp file is there. Let me select that file. The scheme also automatically is imported. Now let me click the OK button. Now let me go for the filter stage. What is my filter condition, team? What is my filter condition?
EBT equal to 10.
So DEPT number equal to 10, right? So let me go for output section. Let me go for columns. No columns are there. Let me go for input. Let me go for columns. Let me copy the DEPT number. So let me go for the stage. In the where class, DEPT number equal to 10. I'm writing it. The column name you can copy from the here also. DEPT number equal to 10. Okay. So now let me go for output section. So let me double click here. Okay. So now where class DPT number. See, this is the first output, right? So let me give output link as a 0. If not there, let me simply give it. Let me go for output. Let me copy the input columns to the output. Let me copy the input columns to the output. Let me click the OK button. Let me go for the output section where I have to generate the target file. Let me browse the target path in the target folder. Simply I am giving tgt filter out.txt. Click the first line is column names you want it, header you want it. If you want, you can make as a true. Let me go for format section. So my delimiter I want comma, I don't want any double quotes. Let me make as a none. Let me click the OK button. So here filter, if you are having multiple outputs, use it, else it's not required to use it. Output link. Let me click the OK button. So let me save the job. Let me save the job. So let me save in the jobs section. So Nandini Software Solutions Private Limited. So let me give the filter stage example. Okay, let me click the save. Now my design is ready now. Now I want to compile it. If there is any errors are there, there is a compile button. Are you able to see compile button? Let me click the compile button. If there is any errors are there, it will check it. There is no errors. Now I need to run the process. Let me run there is a run button. Let me run the job. My source having 9 records, right? See, my source having 9 records. My target, how many records are loading, team? How many records are loading? 4 records.
4 records.
So let me go for the target. So let me open the output. I want to see the DEPT number only 10 records. DEPT number 10 records. Is it clear, team? What we have did? So we are taking the sequential file stage for reading and for output purpose. Between we are using the filter stage to perform the filter activity. Let me go for one more scenario. Please observe, guys. So assume that I have one file. I want to read this file. I want to generate 3 output. Output 1, output 2, output 3. See, this output 1, I want to generate the text file. So the records only DEPT number 10 records. DEPT number only DEPT number 10 records. All DEPT number 10 records. Okay. So wherever DEPT number 10 is there. So how many records are coming? 4 records, right? 4 records. My second output I want only DEPT number 20 records. How many records are there? DEPT number 20, team? DEPT number 20, how many records?
3 records.
3 records. So my output 3, I want to load DEPT number 30 records. How many records are there? 2 records, right? So output 1, I want to load DEPT number 10. Output 2, I want to load 20. Output 3, 30. So here I want to load generate the text file DEPT number 10 records. So my second output, I want to load text file with DEPT number 20 records. So output 3, I want to load DEPT number 30 records. DEPT number 30 records. Okay, so now see in data stage, so I want to read this text file. I want to read this text file. What is the stage? In data stage, we can call as a stages, guys. So I want to read this text file in, this is the input, right? This is the input. The remaining are output. So I want to read this text file means we have to use sequential file stage. So for outputs also we have to use same component, text file means. Okay. So second output also one more sequential file stage. Third also we have to use it. Between, what is the condition I am doing? I am writing the filter, right? Between what I am doing team, I am writing the some filters, right? I want to write the filters. I want to write the some where condition means we have to use in data stage filter stage. By using the filter stage, I can perform the filtering activities. Okay, is the requirement is clear? There is a one text file. There is a one text file. Let me save with a different name if you want it. So assume that this is the SRC employee. Okay, so I'm saving it. There is a one file. I want to read this file. This is the comma delimited text file. See, employee number, comma, employee name, comma, job, comma, salary, comma, DEPT number. It is having 9 records. First record having header record. Now I want to read this file via data stage. I want to generate the 3 output. First output, I want to load DEPT number 10 records. Second output, I want to load DEPT number 20 records. Third output, I want to generate the DEPT number 30 records. I want to read the text file in data stage means we have to use sequential file stage. I want to read the data from the text file means we have to use it sequential file stage. I want to load the data into the text file means we have to use as a sequential file stage. Between, I want to filter the data means we have to use filter stage. We have to use filter stage. Is requirement is clear everybody? Any questions on the requirement? Then I will go for the solution, how to implement this in data stage. Is it clear everybody?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So now let me implement in data stage. How to implement this in data stage, we'll observe guys. Okay. Sorry guys. So now let me go for the data stage. So let me create a new one. So there is a file, new one. We need to do the parallel job. What is parallel job? We'll discuss in the further classes. So now, so I want to read the text file, right? So we have to use sequential file stage. So where it is there, there is a palette section. In the palette section, all the stages are there. See guys, in data stage, so if you, so 10 to 15 stages, if you learn properly, 10 to 15 stages, it is enough to get job. Okay, that much easy. Okay, so measure 10 to 15 stages are there, maximum 15. If you learn properly, this 15 stages is enough to get job, enough to survey in IT industry. Okay, so now let me go for this. So there is a file section. In the file section, so there is a sequential file is there, that is I am using as a input. So how many outputs you want it, Tim, as per the requirement? How many outputs?
3.
How many outputs? 3 outputs. So how many outputs come, how many stages I have to use it?
3.
3 times. Between, I want to processing, see, input, reading, loading, both we are using the same thing. Same we can use. If you use input, it will work as input. If you use output, it will work as output. Okay, so based on the link. So now, so there is a processing stages, 15 guys, 15 maximum. This is around 20 to 25 is there, but in that 15, if you learn properly enough. Okay, so to learn data is properly, if you are having very good, 15 days is enough to get learn it. Okay, so anyway, let me take the filter stage. So now let me give the link. See, so you keep the cursor here. So how to give the link? See, shortcut also is there. Simply I can give drag it here, or else. So there is a general link. Let me drag it. general, there is a link, drag it. See, this is the sequential file. It is coming the link, right? That's why we can call as output. Okay, so from the input to our another stage, I am giving the link, right? That's why we can call as this is the input. So now let me give the link. Let me give another link. So first I have taken the stages, then I am given the links between the stages. Now I have to define the properties. So double click the sequential file stage where the source file is there. Let me browse that file. Let me browse the file where it is available. What is the file name? I want to read it. src employees. This is the file I want to read it, right? Let me select that file. So when you open this file, is there any header record? First line is the column names. If it is available, we need to make as a true. Is it available, team? Is first line is the
Yes.
column names?
Yes.
Yes. So what I have to do now? Now I need to make as a true. Now let me go for the format section. So what is the delimiter in this file, team? What is the delimiter in this
Comma.
file?
Comma.
Comma. See, when I open this file, comma is there. So that's why I need to make as comma. By default also comma. No need to change anything here. Now in this file, there is no quotes, right? So that's why we need to make as a none. In the code section, we need to make as a none. If the any single quote, double quotes are coming, we need to make as a quotes. If nothing is coming, we need to make as a none. Let me go for the column section. See, if less columns, I can write manually. But assume that it's having more columns, it is difficult to write it, right? So that's why I am importing the table schema. Okay, schema, I am creating it. How to create it? There is a load button. So right click the table definition. Right click the table definition. So there is a import the table definition. Import the table definition. Table definition means schema, I am creating it. So this is the sequential file. So that's why I am selecting the sequential file. So let me click the sequential file. When you select it, it will browse the path where the source file is there. That path we need to select it. I have selected the source path where the files are there. Now which file I want to import it? I want to import src employees txt file. Let me click the import. So now, so is there a, what is the delimiter? Comma. So I no need to change anything. Is there any header in this file? Yes.
Yes.
Well, we have to make as a true. First line is the column names. I have to select this. After selecting the field separator, first line is column names, comma, we need to define it. Let me click the OK button. So now let me close it. Let me expand this table definition. So where the file is there, it is available in the sequential file. This is the sequential file, right? That's why we have to go for sequential file. So in the source section, src employee file is there. Let me select that schema. Okay, see, employee number, employee name, job, salary, DEPT number. Here also same, right? Employee number, employee name, job, salary, automatically is capturing. No need to do anything here. Let me click the OK button. Now let me go for the filter stage. Double click the filter stage. What is the filter condition? First condition, guys. What is the first condition? What is the first condition? DEPT
DPT
number
number equal to 10.
10. So let me write the DEPT number equal to 10 here. Okay, so this is I want to go for the first output. First output means output link we have to give 0, guys. Okay, what is the second output? Select the this one predicates, go for where another where condition. What is the my second condition, team? DPT
DPT
number
equal to
equal to
20.
20.
20.
This one output link I have to go for 1. It will start from array 0 1 2 like that. So now one more where condition, where class. What is the third where class? Third output
DPT equal to 30.
30. So what is the output link I have to give, team?
2.
2. Okay, see, Let me click it. This is output 1. Let me rename it. This is output 1. Let me rename it for understanding purpose. This is output. See, in real time, what we have to give links, line links underscore out 1. Okay, link underscore output 2. This is a link, right? That's why I'm giving it. So link underscore out 3. Okay, so now let me go here. Link ordering. See, 0 means 1, 1 means 2, 2 means 3. Perfect. Order also perfect. Now let me go for output section. So I need to copy the input columns to the output, right? How to copy it? All the columns I want to copy it. Let me select it and drag it. So I have copied for output 1. I need to copy for output 2 also, right? So that's why we need to select the drop down. Let me copy the input columns to output 2. Now I have to copy output 3 also, right? Let me select the drop down. Let me copy from input to output 3 also. Let me click the OK button. Now let me define the properties. Double click the file, target file 1. So let me give the select the target path. So let me give tgt out1.txt. So what I have to do here is that I want a header. I want when I open my output file, I want to see the header record means we have to select true here. We have to select true. First line is the column names. I have to make as a true. Now let me go for format section. So I want field separator. Delimiter I want comma. I don't want any quotes. Let me make as a none. Let me click the OK button. So now let me select the second output, browse the second output file, which file you want to generate it. I want to generate tgt underscore out2.txt. I want to generate it. So I want header. First line is the column names I want. When I open the output file, I want to see the header record. So that's why I need to make as a true. First line is the column names I have to make as a true. Now let me go for format section. I don't want any codes. Let me make as a none. So let me click the OK button. So now let me go for the third output, browse the third output file path and file name. So I want to generate target tgt underscore file output to 3.txt. So I want the header. First line is the column names. Let me make as a true. First line is the column names true. Let me go for format section. I don't want any codes. Let me make as a none. Let me click the OK button. So let me save the job. Save it. Where I have to save it? So in the jobs section. So Nandini Software Solutions Private Limited. So now here I am giving filter stage example demo. Okay, so now let me run the job. Just compile it. First we need to compile it. If there is any property we are missing, say I forget to browse this path. So in that case we'll get that error. Okay, so for that case we need to compile it first. Compilation, it will check all the properties are given or not. All the properties are given, so it will become no errors. So now I have given the some property here. I have given some property. This property is correct or not. So for that case, when you run it, in that game we can get the some validation errors. So let me run it. So my job is running. So my job is successfully finished. Source having 9 record, output 1 4 records, output 2 3 records, output 3, output 2 3 records, output 3 2 records are loaded. So let me open the target output 1. I want to see only DEPT number 10 records. Output 2 I want to see output 1 I want to see only DEPT number 10 records. Output 2, what are the records I want to see, team? 20. Output 3, what are the records I want to see, team? 30. Is it header is coming, team? Is it coming header? Say assume that output 3 I don't want header. When I open output 3 I don't want header. What I have to do now? What I have to do? I need to make as a false.
First line column equal to false.
false. Let me save it. Something I have changed it. So again we have to compile it. Again we have to run it. There is a run button. If you compare with Informatica, yes, data stage is very easy. For Informatica, they have mappings, workflows, sessions. We have to create it. It's very little bit difficult compared with okay. So now, so let me go for the output section. See, when I open output 3, I am not getting header. See, is it getting the header? Why I am not getting? Because of I don't want header. That's why I make as a false. Okay, is it clear, team? Any questions? Now, see, assume that I am filtering the data. So I want read this file. I want load DEPT number 10 records into one file. The rejected data, the remaining records I want to load into another file. Okay, how to implement that we'll see now. Okay, what is my scenario? So let me go for the file and new parallel job. Let me take the sequential file as the input, file section, sequential file as the input. I want one file is DEPT number 10 record, the remaining record, the rejected data other than the DEPT number 10 records. I want to go for rejected link. So there is a text file, right? We are using the sequential file stage. I want to filter the data. What is the stage I have to use, team? So there is a filter stage. By using the filter stage, I can filter the data. So let me go for the general and let me give the links between the stages. See, I'm giving the link. So this is the reject link, right? So right click this one, select convert to reject, convert to reject. You want this one rejected link. Okay, now double click the sequential file. So let me browse the file. Which file you want to read it? Let me browse that srcmp file, employees file in the source section. What is the file I want to read it? This one, src employees. So I want my source is coming header record, right? I'm sure that this is coming header. That's why what I have to do, I need to first line is the column names. I have to make as a true. I need to make as a true. Now let me go for format section. So I do my source is not coming any double quotes. So that's why I am making as a none. Let me go for the column section. Click the load button. I have already imported, right? So no need to do again for every time. Simply I can select that one. The source section src employees. Let me click the OK button. No need to do for every time. Okay, so now let me click the OK button. So now let me go for the filter stage. What is the filter condition time? DEPT number equal to 10. So let me go for the C. So let me go for output. Let me copy the input columns to the output. See here, so the rejected data is going, right? So if the rejected data I want to capture means output reject. What is there by default, team? False. If you're using the rejected data, what I have to select here? Output reject. I have to make as a true. I have to make as a true. Now let me go for output. I have copied the input columns to output. Reject is not required to copy. See, no need to map it. Reject automatically it will capture it. Now let me go for output section. Let me browse the target path where I have to generate my output file. So let me go for tgt filter 10.txt. So I want first line is the column names. Let me make as a true. Let me go for format section. I don't want any codes. Let me make as a none. Let me click the OK button. So here also rejected output file where I have to generate it. So I want to generate the rejected file with the rejected data dot rejected dot txt. So I want header. First line is the column names. Let me make as a true. Let me go for format section. I don't want any codes. Let me make as a none. Let me click the OK button. So let me save the job. Where I have to save it? So we need to see table definition means schema is available, guys. So jobs means in the jobs section. So in that we can create some folders, you can save it. So I am created Nandini software. So now I am saving here. So filter with rejected output. So now what I have to do, team? First we need to compile it. There is a compile button, or else file, there is a compile button. F7. F7. So now let me compile button. My job is compiling. There is no errors. Now I need to run the process. Let me run the job. There is a run button. There is a run button. Let me run it. See, my source having 9 records. So DPT number 10, 4 records. The remaining records are rejecting. So let me open output file, rejected data other than the DEPT number 10 records. Output, this is one filter 10. It means filter stage, it will support. See, left side link is coming input link, outside right side links are going output links. Filter stage, it will support single input and multiple outputs. Multiple outputs. Okay. So is it clear now? What is the use of filter stage? What is the use of sequential file? I want to read the text file. I can use, I want to read it and load it, write it. In this case, we can use the sequential file stage. I want to filter the data means we'll use the filter stage. We can use the filter stage. Okay. Is it clear, team? Is these scenarios are clear? Any questions on these scenarios? Okay. So this, see guys, so from tomorrow onwards, okay. So see the highlights of my institute. Let me explain it. Okay. So this is a Nandini Software Solutions Private Limited, Bangalore. So we are going to teach. My trainer is Srinath. Myself and my trainer both will cover it. He is having 15 years of experience. Okay. For every class, we'll provide recordings, real-time scenarios, some materials, project explanation, resume preparation, mock interviews, doubts and clarifications, interview questions and answers we are covering. Okay. So this is the batch timings. Morning 7:45 to 9 8:45. Okay. So who are all interested to learn IBM DataStage ETL tool, reach out to this number 9538160185. So it is this institute is available from Bangalore, Marathalli. Okay. So any questions, team? Let me stop recording. From tomorrow onwards, regular classes, guys. Thank you.